सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय। Let's chant up to verse number 4. ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। पुरुषोत्तमयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्। अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः। कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा। अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी। So the 15th chapter begins with a comparison of samsāra with a vriksha, with a tree. So now we will just list down what are the comparisons done. Actually this simile is taken from Kathopanishad. This is not the original. Bhagavan has almost lifted the entire verse from Kathopanishad. You can find that reference in Kathopanishad. So now, what are the comparisons? Number 1, Mahātmās, the size. So this tree, the ashvattha tree, is a huge tree. In the same way, the samsāra is also huge. Number 2, Adi Anta Rahitatvam. This ashvattha tree has no beginning, it has no end. In the same way, the samsāra also has no beginning, no end. Nanto na chadir na cha sampratishta. Number 3, anirvachaniyatvam. The tree you cannot define whether it is a cause or an effect. You cannot say which has come first, whether the seed or the tree. Everything is inexplicable. So in the same way, the samsāra is also anirvachaniyatvam. Anirvachaniyam, inexplicable. Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate. Next one, Mūlavatvam. The ashvattha tree also has got a root. Samsāra tree also has got a root. What is the root of samsāra vriksha? The main root is Paramatma. What are the secondary roots? Vishaya vasanas. Mūlatvam. Then, next one, Shakhavatvam. Ashvattha tree has got branches. This samsāra vriksha also has got branches. What are the branches? The 14 worlds. They are the branches. Then, Parnavatvam. Ashvattha tree has got leaves. Samsāra tree also has got leaves. What are the leaves? The Veda mantras of Karma Kanda. Then Pravalavatvam. The ashvattha tree has got shoots. Samsāra tree also has got shoots. What are the shoots? Vishayas, sense objects. Then Poshanavatvam. The ashvattha tree also is nourished by sunlight, by water, by manure. The samsāra tree also can be nourished. What are the nourishing factors? Guna pravruddha. The gunas. Sattva, rajas, tamas. Then Phalavatvam. Ashvattha tree has got fruits. Samsāra vriksha also has got fruits. What are these fruits? It is nothing but karma phalas. Some are sweet, some are bitter. When you do punya karma, then punya karma phalas are sweet. When you do papa karma, those papa karma phalas are bitter. Phalavatvam. Next one, Pakshi Ashrayatvam. On the ashvattha tree you find so many birds residing there. Where do the birds reside? On the branches. In the same way, jivas reside on the branches of the world. So who are these pakshis? They are nothing but the jivatmas. So on different worlds these pakshis, these birds reside. Pakshi Ashrayatvam. Next one, Chalanavatvam. When cyclonic winds come, what happens to the tree? It swings. Chalanam. There is a movement. The branches, the leaves, it swings. In the same way, under the effect of the wind of prarabdha karma, the jivas also, the samsara also swings. The jivatma is exposed to various kinds of situations, isn't it? Places, people, incidences under the effect of the cyclonic winds of prarabdha karma. It moves. And the last one, chedyatvam. The ashvattha tree can be cut. In the same way, the samsara tree also can be cut. You can destroy this samsara vriksha. How many points? 12. Right. So this way, samsara vriksha has been compared with ashvattha vriksha. Now what is the way to cut this tree? Asanga shastrena dridhena chitva tataf padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyah. So this is the kind of meditation one has to perform in order to chop this samsara vriksha. So what actually are you doing? What you are actually doing is you are destroying the individuality in you, the ego in you. The ego has come because consciousness is identified with the body-mind complex. This is how the ego has emerged. So what are you doing at the seat of meditation? Shifting the attention from the thoughts and paying attention to consciousness. But before doing this, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to prepare the mind. How do you prepare the mind? Tameva chadyam purusham prapatye yataf pravrittif prasarta purani. In that attitude of surrender, in that attitude of humility, love, devotion, that attitude of gratitude, when the heart is filled with these kinds of noble emotions, when the heart is charged with these kinds of noble emotions, when thus the heart is fully prepared, then alone this meditation can be successful. This has to be emphasized because very many times people, when they take up the path of spirituality, they try to understand spiritual knowledge, they become merely intellectuals. Only the head is developed, the heart is not developed. So they understand intellectually all these fundamentals, but when it comes to experience, they miserably fail. They understand. In fact, they come and confess to us, Swamiji, whatever you say, we understand, but that supreme bliss and all, that doesn't happen. We understand that we have to disidentify, we have to identify, all those things are fine. We have taken classes also. For years together we have taken study classes, but when it comes to experience, it has not yet come. Where are we stuck? So then we say, you have directly come to Jnana Yoga without going through Karma Yoga. Through Karma Yoga, you develop bhakti, you develop devotion. Without devotion for God, spiritual progress is impossible. This has to be emphasized. You may study any amount of scriptures. You may study all Upanishads. You may study Brahma Sutra. You may study Bhagavad Gita. You might have studied everything. You might be able to quote verses also. You might have listened to so many discourses from so many Mahātmās also, but unless the heart is prepared, there is no question of spiritual progress. That is why this verse is very important. Tameva chadyam purusham prapatye. Surrender totally unto that Lord. Develop this strong relationship with God, that love for God. And in such an atmosphere of love, devotion, surrender, do this. So what is the sadhana to be done? At the seat of meditation, you, the pure consciousness, you are able to witness the thoughts. So this is the ultimate meditation. You are just witnessing the thoughts. And what is the law of the game? The law is, any thought which is witnessed will die, will disappear, will cease to exist. This is the law. The moment you witness a thought, that thought will disappear. But the moment you identify with the thoughts will multiply. Now, if you want to witness the thoughts, you will have to show total disinterest towards the thought. You will have to be indifferent towards the thoughts. Being indifferent towards the thought means not participating in the thought fluctuation. Not participating in the thought fluctuation means you are not interested in the world, because thoughts are nothing but thoughts related to the world. Meaning you have to practice vairagya, dispassion. I am not interested in the world. Then in what are you interested in? You are interested in God. And how is it that you experience God in you? You experience God in you as the very consciousness in you. So you try to abide in that consciousness. And as your attention start focusing more and more on this consciousness, slowly you will find the thoughts dying down. Slowly you start experiencing the nature of consciousness. And what is the nature of consciousness? It is Sat, Chit, Anand. To the extent you are able to abide in this consciousness, to that extent this Sat, Chit and Ananda aspect of consciousness you start experiencing. So then what happens ultimately? As you start abiding in this consciousness, the thought starts dying down, and as the mind becomes quieter and quieter, the real nature of consciousness shines forth. And that final state when the mind becomes absolutely quiet, what you experience is the ultimate reality. You experience God as your own self. Your experience is Aham Brahma Asmi. But for that, this meditation is unavoidable. Witnessing the thoughts. So what happens when you witness the thoughts? Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam marga arjavat. As you start observing the mind disappears. Vrittayastvaham vrittimashritaha vrittayo mano vidyaham manah ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvatah aipatatyaham nija vicharanam ahaminashabhajyahamahantaya sfurati hrutsvayam Parama-pūrna Sat. This is what happens. So as you start witnessing the mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. And all those thoughts can be categorized into two. The idam vritti and aham vritti. The thoughts related to object and the thought related to my own individuality. All the thoughts of the world, they are connected to, they are supported by the I thought, aham vritti. So what happens when you start witnessing? You are not only witnessing the idam vritti, you are able to witness the aham vritti also. So what is this aham vritti? All those wrong notions which you have gathered about yourself. I am a man, I am a woman, I am intelligent, I am fat, I am thin, fair, dark. Whatever ideas and concepts you have gathered about yourself, your own understanding about yourself, the definition which you have given to yourself, all those understanding, that is nothing but a thought. It is a wrong notion. Any wrong notion is nothing but a thought, and any thought can be witnessed. So when you remain as this witnessing consciousness, even this I thought, even this aham vritti becomes a part of the witnessed thought. And what happens when this aham vritti becomes a witnessed thought? That thought dies down. So when you inquire into the nature of the self, even the wrong notion about yourself becomes an object. It is no more a part of the subject. It is no more a part of the witnessing consciousness. This aham also becomes an object, and the moment it becomes an object, and when you witness it, it dies. And what happens when the ego dies? This aham vritti is nothing but ego. And what happens when the ego dies? The real I shines forth. The false I falls, and the real I shines forth. And what is the nature of real I? Parama-pūrna Sat, which is absolutely perfect, which is infinite, which is immortal. This is what is mentioned here. So what is the end result of this final meditation? You redefine yourself. The ego is dead. The individuality is dead. Now you know yourself as you are. Now what do you know yourself? I am Sat Chit Ananda Atma. So what have you done? You have disidentified with the BMI, and now your identification is totally with consciousness. So then what does Bhagavan say? Yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyaha. Once again that person doesn't come back. Once he has reached this state, once he has known himself as he is, once he has known his true nature, there is no more coming back. Meaning that samsāra vriksha has been totally cut off. Finished. Once the tree is cut, there is no question of the tree coming back again. It is dead. The branches will not grow. The leaves will dry down. Isn't it? Samsāra is finished. Birth, death cycle comes to an end. The ocean of misery is dried up. This is the final culmination of evolution, where the individuality, he becomes one with the Supreme. Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma. Then what happens? What are the benefits of gaining this knowledge? The next verse. Let us chant verse number 5. Nirmana moha jita sanga doshaha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha santnehi gacchantya-mūಢāः padam-avyayam tat nirmāna-moha-jita-sanga-doṣāः adhyatma-nitya-vinivritta-kāmāः dvandvair-vimukta sukha-dukkha-santnehi gacchantya-mūಢāः padam-avyayam tat. Amūఢāः tat avyayam padam gacchanti. Amūఢāः, such a wise man, he attains that avyayam padam, that imperishable state, that imperishable abode. Now this knowledge, what has made him What is the transformation that has happened in him? That is described here. So now here we have to understand Siddhasya lakshanani sādhakasya sadhanani. That which is natural to a siddha is a sadhana for a sadhaka. So what are the things which are natural to a siddha? These are the things. Nirmana mohaha, jitasanga doshaha, adhyatma nityaha, vinivritta kamaha, dvandvair vimuktaha, sukha dukkha sanyehi. These are all the terms defining that Mahatma. So the first one, Nirmana mohaha. Nirmana moha. Nirmanam. So number one, Nirmanaha. Number two, Nirmoha. So though it is written Nirmana moha, don't read it as Nirmana plus moha. Meaning what? No mana but lot of moha is there. Not like that. So this has to be understood as Nirmanaha and Nirmoha. So what is the first thing? When this knowledge arises in a person, he becomes Nirmanaha. Nirmana means free from mana. Mana means ego, pride, arrogance. He becomes free from this. And why these two terms are put together, mana moha? They are put together because greater the mana, greater will be the moha. They are directly proportional to each other. Greater the ego, greater will be the delusion. Yes. So what are the kinds of delusion which a man of egoism will face? There are plenty. An egoistic person considers that as the most important, which is the most unimportant. An egoistic person sees that which is not there and doesn't see that which is there. Some examples will make clear. But first of all, let us talk about this Mahatma. He has no ego. So therefore there is no moha in him. Moha means delusion. Atasmin tad buddhihi. This is the way it is defined. What do you mean? There are no wrong expectations. What do you expect from sugar? You'll expect sweetness, isn't it? But suppose you expect saltiness from sugar, then that is called moha. A thing doesn't have that, but you are expecting that from that object. Then that is called moha. Now every one of us, we have two entities in us. One is consciousness, the other is the matter, which is the body-mind. So if you want to expect immortality, from which aspect or factor will you expect it? Can you expect mortality from, can you expect immortality from body-mind? No. But the foolish person does that. Ignorant person does exactly that. He has the desire to become immortal, but he expects that immortality from the body. What about a wise man? He has no such faulty expectation. A wise man has a very, very healthy way of outlook, healthy outlook. At the body level, he is able to cheerfully accept the limitations of the body without becoming bitter, without becoming worried or depressed. What is the nature of the body? Body will have disease, body will have old age, the hairs will turn grey, wrinkles will appear, and a time will come when you will not be able to sit down or stand up. Every joint will have pain, you will have BP, you will have sugar, you will have cholesterol. A Mahatma also will have all this. But will he be worried about all that? No. Why? That is the nature of the body. that is the swadharma of the body, he is able to cheerfully accept it. Why is he able to cheerfully accept? Because he knows himself to be something other than the body. His entire attention is upon consciousness. As far as consciousness is concerned, there is no disease, there is no old age, it is immortal, it is perfect. The BP, sugar, etc. is not for consciousness, it is for the body. So therefore, he is able to cheerfully accept the imperfections of the insignificant body. As far as a Mahātmā is concerned, what is the most important? Consciousness. What is the least important? Body. Why is consciousness most important for him? Consciousness is most important for him because his understanding is very clear. What is his understanding? As long as I am living in this world, the body is useful. It is only my instrument, it is not me. And therefore, it is only incidental. It has to be given only a secondary importance. When you have the body, you are able to interact with the world. When you don't have the body, you don't become non-existent. Only thing is, the instruments are taken away from you. Your existence continues. Isn't it? So the importance is totally given to consciousness. Body is only incidental. Therefore, the imperfections of the body-mind, he is able to accept it cheerfully. The body may be fat, the body may be thin, a tummy also may be there. He is in no way worried. What will others think of me? Now that is a healthy outlook. Even though at the body level he is experiencing imperfection, but those imperfections are not disturbing, creating any disturbance. This is at the body level. At the mind intellect level also, he will definitely find very many people who are much more talented than him, efficient than him. A lot of abilities he may find. And when he finds the talents and ability in others, he never gets jealous. He never compares himself with others. Instead, he is able to appreciate the abilities and talents in others. He is able to appreciate from the depth of his heart. He is able to go and congratulate that person for his efficient performance in whatever the field may be. There is absolutely no feeling of what you call burning sensation. Why is it so? It is so because he knows that he is complete, he is perfect. At the bodily level, the mind level, intellect level, there may be imperfections, there may be lacks, there may be limitations, but those limitations doesn't affect him. So just imagine the life of such a person. Cheerfully accepting his own imperfections at the BMI and at the same time able to appreciate the other's perfection, other's efficiency. Such a person is loved by all. Such a person loves everyone. He is able to respect everyone because what is he seeing in others? What he sees in himself, the same thing alone he will see in others. What is he seeing in himself? Consciousness functioning through this BMI. So naturally he will see in others also the consciousness functioning in a different BMI. So he is able to see himself in others also. And because he is able to see himself in others, there is love, there is cooperation, there is fellow feeling, there is compassion. Right? Ego can create tremendous amount of moha. Greater the ego, greater the moha. To give an example, a person who is egoistic, you know what his thinking is? what will others think of me? His every decision in life is based on this one thing. What will others think of me? He will not think whether this thing I need or not. A wise man will think this way. If this thing I need, I will get it. If I don't need it, why should I? But as far as an egoistic person is concerned, his thinking is, if I get it, what will others think of me? So very many times he ends up living in a huge bungalow. He is the only person. At the most his wife. Huge bungalow he will live. Not because he needs bungalow, but because this one statement, what will others think of me? Extreme kind of joy. This foolish fellow thinks that if he has all these things, then he will be respected by others. Now just imagine the amount of misery you have to go through. Building a house will be wonderful, but maintaining it is the biggest headache. And he is suffering. Maintaining a big bungalow is not easy. You need lots and lots of servants. Isn't it? Just one statement. What will others think of me? He will have a huge car, a very powerful, monstrous, adventurous car. Actually, he doesn't need it. One Maruti 800 would do. But no, he will get a big car. Why? What will others think of me? You are understanding? Moha means this. In every little thing, he compares. He wants to be number one. He will enroll his child in a very, as I said, international school. Why? What will others think of me? That person may wear all kinds of jewelries, diamond, platinum. It's not that he wants it or she wants it. He or she. Why? What will others think of me? Very costly dress. In every function the dress keeps changing. And the dress will have to match with the earring. The earring has to match with the necklace. The necklace has to match with the sandals. All matching. And once you wear it, you will not wear it in the next nearby function. Because then people will think, this lady, the same sari this time also. Maybe the number of sets are less. So this person wants to project himself or herself in an elite society. Every time one thinking, what will others think of me? Now just imagine how miserable that life will be. You are not living for yourself, you are living for others. And the worst part is, it is all your imagination. What will others... Actually, they may not be thinking about you like this. But it is all your cooked up imagination. You are living in your own world of fancies. Fanciful imagination. And ultimately what happens? Your entire life becomes miserable. Are you able to understand? Whereas this Mahatma, Nirmana Moha, a simple life. No delusion. Do you want it? Yes. If it is a need, yes, get it. Otherwise, it's okay. Can you imagine the difference? The simpler your life, the more happy you will be. Lesser the luggage, more the comfort. He is the most comfortable man. Every little thing. There are people who have these hairstyles. Oh my God. Hours together they will spend. Every strand of hair. Very important. It is well placed. Symmetrically placed. Hours together they will spend in front of the mirror. Adjusting the hair. The length. The size. The placement. the position, the angle. And every time they carry this, what you call, one comb and one mirror. A little breeze and immediately they are tensed. Positions, immediately they are set. If just this hairstyle can create so much of samsara in you, isn't it? Somebody asked me, Swamiji, why do you shave your head? My answer was simple: zero maintenance. Zero maintenance. Not because of some spiritual reason I have shaved my head. No spiritual reason at all. It is simple common sense. Once I have no hair, then taking bath will be easy. I don't need any comb. I don't need any mirror. I don't have to shampoo it and oil it. Zero maintenance. No, Swamiji, but what will others think of you? Arey, that is their problem. What others will think, that is their problem. Why should I worry about it? And this way, the Swamis and Sannyasis are very, very lucky people. One dress, bus. You will never know how many sets this person has. The same color every day. And you don't have this problem of choosing it. Today, what will I wear? See. There are some people who wear only white dress also. That is also very, very comfortable and convenient. Only white. White shirt, white, panch, or white sari. Life becomes so easy. I am not telling that all of you should wear that. I am just giving some examples. How you make your life miserable with just this one thought: what will others think of me? Now this Mahatma, why is he not bothered about others' opinions, others' comments, others' criticisms? Why is he not bothered? He is not bothered because he knows his self-worth. When you know your worth, you don't bother about others' comments. When you don't know your worth, then others' opinions become important. When somebody criticizes, you feel very bad. Why you feel bad? Because when somebody criticizes you, you feel that you are lower than what you had thought about yourself. I had thought about myself at this level, suddenly somebody made a comment, now in my own eyes I have fallen down. And that is what hurts you. The ego is punctured. According to your definition, you are the ego, and somebody punctures you. Gone. Puncture. And suddenly you feel that hurt. So what is the cause of that hurt? The cause of the hurt is simple: you don't know who you are. And a person who knows himself, others' criticism, it makes no difference to him. Yes, he is able to learn. He is available for learning. If he has made some mistake, if some improvement is possible, he is able to accept those criticisms positively without becoming bitter. There will be shortcomings in a Mahatma also. At the body level, at the mind level, in his work level, there will be shortcomings. And whenever people make some suggestions, sir, you can improve this by this way, sir, you have made this mistake, he never feels hurt. Instead, he tries to correct himself, he tries to improve himself without becoming bitter. How is it possible? It is possible because he is not abiding in his BMI, he is abiding in his consciousness, which is absolutely perfect. So therefore, out of perfection, he behaves in the world. He interacts with the world. What a wonderful life it will be. He doesn't see any problems at all because his mind is crystal clear. There is no coloring of the mind. So therefore, he is able to see the world as it is, without any prejudices, without any likes and dislikes. The most wonderful world. And because of his, simplistic nature, humble nature, everyone is attracted towards him. Just like an egoistic person repels everyone, a simple, humble person attracts everyone. So, nirmana moha. Then what? Jita sanga doshaha. The sanga dosha, he is the one who has conquered the defect of sanga. Sanga means attachment. Vinivritta kamaha, free from desires. Now these two go together. One is sanga, the other is kama. Now what is the difference? Sanga is the attachment towards things and beings which you already have. Kama is attachment, or rather craving for those things which you don't have. Sanga is attachment towards things which you already have. Kama is the desire for things which you don't have. So what is his attitude? Jita sanga dosha. He is not attached to what he has. He neither craves for what he doesn't have. Attachment is another major disease. There are people, when they fall sick, they expect others to come and visit them. So the person is lying down, and when somebody comes and says, "Ayo, how are you? How did this happen to you?" Ayo, this person feels very nice. And the person goes on explaining what all had happened, how this, started. And then when the other person says, no, you should recover very well. Have you shown to doctor? Have you eaten your breakfast? I really miss you. And this person also feels so nice. This is called psychological attachment or dependence. So this person loves people coming and talking to him and being with him, especially when the person is sick. They are all signs of psychological dependence. You are craving that others should want you. You are craving for the love of others, respect for others. This Mahatma is just the opposite. He will give love, he will give respect, but there is no expectation at all. Now see that independence. Standing on your own legs means this, not just financially. No dependence at all whatsoever. Bhogaratova, yogaratova, sangaratova, sanga vihinaha, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati, nandatyeva. Whether he is with people or without people, whatever the state may be, his peace of mind, it continues forever. No disturbance at all. No craving. There are some people, in their mobile phone they have all those birthdays, all the near and dear ones, all the birthdays. And they want to be the first one to wish the other person happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All those, everything. Reminder is put in the mobile. Now you have all those smartphones, etc. You are reminded to remind the other person that it's the birthday of other person. So wedding anniversary and all these birthdays. Now why is this person wishing everyone? Because this person expects that all those people also will. And the person feels so nice. Person feels that I am really wanted. I am an important person in others' life. They're all psychological disease. And suppose you forget to wish that person will call you. You know what is special today? today is my birthday and you did not wish me. Wow. As though you have committed a very big sin. There are such people. You have to wish them. Otherwise they will feel bad. It is as though you have insulted them, disrespected them, ignored their presence. Now please understand, though I am telling all this, I am not telling all this so that you can think of another person. This person is like that. The purpose of this discussion is we should not be like this. Right? There are all, psychological crutches. There are some parents, when their son or the daughter, they go abroad for studies or work or something, the instruction is, every day you should call me. At least 5 minutes you should talk to me. And that other person is on the other side of the globe. He gets up somewhere at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, he will have to call. And that person is ready also. 5 minutes at least you should talk to me. I know one youngster. He happened to go somewhere abroad. The instruction he gave his mother, he was so homesick. He never left his house, never left his parents. Now for the first time he is leaving his house, parents, etc. The instruction he gave his mother was, Amma, keep that camera always on. That camera comes along with the internet and all that. So that I will feel that I am at home. I want always to see you and all that. This was the instruction. And I happened to visit that house and he was doing something there. The camera was showing him. So much of attachments to things and beings and all this. The more you are empty within, the more you will try to hold on to others. The more you are weak, you will try to hold on to others. Your inner hollowness is expressed the way you hold things from the outer world. These are all the ways in which the ignorance, self-ignorance is expressed. What about this Mahatma? Freedom from all kinds of such diseases of the mind. A healthy personality. Totally contented. Totally fulfilled to such an extent that he has no such desires. That I should have had that, I should have had this. No. What a healthy mind. What a healthy personality. And then dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha santni. Freedom from all kinds of dvandvas, pairs of opposites. Life is full of pairs of opposites. Heat, cold, joy, sorrow, victory, defeat, praise, criticism, honor, dishonor, health, disease. The world is full of pairs of opposites. What is his attitude? Dvandvaihi vimuktaha, free. Unaffected by the pairs of opposites. See the balance of that personality. Not tossed up and down by the world. A perfect shock absorber. Shocks keep coming, but because of this knowledge which acts as the shock absorber, he is unaffected inside. To understand this, Dvandvair Vimuktaha, let us take that film theatre example. So in the theatre, some tragic something is going on, you are crying. But when if somebody comes and tells you, asks you rather, tell me, you are crying, but are you really sorrowful? What will you say? No. All these things are mere Bluff. Isn't it? Externally you are crying, but deep within you are balanced, isn't it? One part of the mind is enjoying the game. You allow one part of the mind to get tossed up and down by the happenings of the movie, but another part you are firmly holding to the reality. Yes or no? Though you may be crying in the film theater, deep down you are not at all disturbed. Yes or no? Why? You know the reality. What is the reality? The whole thing that is going on is a bluff. And that is why in the beginning itself it is said, director of the movie is this, producer is this, these are the, what you call, characters. What does it mean? It is a cooked up story. There is no reality at all. Isn't it? In the same way, a Mahātmā also lives in this world. You may find him crying and weeping also. Don't get mistaken. He is crying and weeping not because his inner equilibrium is disturbed. No. He is firmly rooted to the truth. Externally it may appear as though he is being tossed up and down. Not at all. Dvandvair vimukta. But if you have to remain so firm and stable, you will have to hold on to the truth. So this is the message of spirituality. Play the game of life, but hold on to the truth. Don't get caught up in this drama. Our Puja Guruji, Tejamanji used to say, Bahar drama, andar Rama. The essence of life is this. How to live life? Bahar drama, andar Rama. That's all. Meaning, hold on to the truth and then nothing can affect you. If you want to cut a jackfruit, what is the first thing to be done? The foolish people who don't know what is jackfruit, they cut the fruit and enter into it and get stuck. Isn't it? Wise people, what do? They apply the oil and then cut it. Otherwise the sticky liquid will make your life miserable. This oil is the oil of knowledge. Apply the knowledge, apply the oil of knowledge, and then enjoy the jackfruit of life. This is the essence of Vedanta. That is the person who is being discussed here. So such a person, dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha santnehi amūdāha tat avyayam padam gacchanti. He reaches that avyayam padam, imperishable state of perfection. Now what is that consciousness is being described in the next verse. Let us chant verse number 6. Na tad bhāsayate suryaha na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante taddhāma paramam mama na tad bhāsayate suryaha na shashanko na pavakaha. Right. So this also is almost lifted from Kathopanishad and Mundakopanishad. There's a very famous verse. What is that verse? Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagni tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. The same thing has been taken. Bhagavad Gita is a reflection of Upanishads. So what is the message here? So that is the mantra which normally we chant while doing the arati. Natatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. So there that pujari, the priest, he is showing that little fire, that arati, as we do it here. So what is the prayer? O Lord, you are that consciousness which cannot be illumined by sun. Na tata suryaha bhati, na chandra tarakam, not even the moon, not even the stars. Nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyamagnihi, not even the lightning. The sun, moon, stars, lightning, they can never illumine you. Then what to talk of this little fire which I am showing, with which I am trying to see you? O Lord, forgive my foolishness. I am trying to see you with this little light of mine. In fact, you are that light of consciousness because of which I am able to see these lights. The same line of thinking is here. Natad bhasayate suryaha, the sun cannot shine it. Na shashankaha, nor even the moon. Na pavakaha, not even the fire. The sun, moon, fire, etc., they can show other things. But can we see that consciousness with this light? No. In fact, in the light of consciousness, you see the light of sun, moon, etc. There is a spiritual meaning also for this line. Natad bhasete suryaha means, now who is Surya? He is the adhisthana devata of eyes. Surya devata is the adhisthana devata, the presiding deity, adhidevata of the eyes. Now what do eyes mean? Eyes means jnanendriyas. So natat bhasete suryaha means with the jnanendriyas you cannot know the sun. Na shashankaha, moon. Now who is moon? Moon is the adhisthana devata of mind. Manaso chandrama. Those who have studied Tattvabodh, they will know. The adhisthana devata of mind is moon. That's why moon is called lunar, lunatic asylum. All those people who have problem with the mind. Mind and the, what you call, moon, it's connected. Anyway, the point here is, na shashankaha vibhati means what? Even the moon cannot show. It means even with the mind you cannot know consciousness. Na pavakaha. What is this fire? Pavaka. Fire is the adhisthana devata of speech. What it means is you can't even describe it. You can neither describe it, nor can you think of it, nor can you experience it through the sense organs. This is a deeper meaning. Then, what is that state? Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Reaching which there is no return, that supreme abode is my abode. It is the same thing. So here, yad gatva, going where? So please understand, there is no going and coming. Yad gatva means yat jnatva, knowing which. So don't think that there is some Vaikuntha somewhere and you have to travel there and reach. And after reaching there is no coming back. So we are not talking of some Vaikuntha or some Kailasa or some this world or that world or heaven, etc. No. There is no going, no coming, because the distance is not physical, the distance is notional. I and God. How far am I from God? That distance is not physical, it is only notional. It is in the form of ignorance. So if I have to cover the distance of ignorance, what is the way? You must gain knowledge. There is no way, no other way. So it is not a physical separation, and therefore there is no physically covering the distance. So therefore yad gatva has to be understood as yat jnatva, knowing which. Na nivartante, there is no coming back. Now Bhagavan takes up another topic. What is the topic? The topic is, this Jivatma is none other than me myself. Jivatma is none other than Paramatma alone. So that is the next topic. Let us chant 7, 8, 9. Mamaivaamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanaha manashashthani prakritisthani karshati shariram yadavapnoti yacchapyutkramatiishvaraha gृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायम् विषयानुपसेवते ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च Vishayanupasevate. Yes. So what is being said? Jivaloke, in the world of beings, Jiva Bhutaha, the one who has become Jiva, Mama Eva Amshaha, he is my own part. That Jiva in the world, this Jivatma, is none other than my own expression. Mama eva amshaha. He is my expression. He is my part. He is a fragment of mine. He is a limb of mine. Mama eva amshaha. And therefore, sanatanaha. He is also sanatana, eternal. Don't think that this Jivatma exists only between date of birth and date of death. No. He is also sanatana, eternal, like me. Because he is an expression of mine. There is no difference between he and me. That difference is only created by ignorance. But Bhagwan, how can you say that he is sanatana? We see the jivas dying. The jivas are born and the jivas die. How can you say he is sanatana, eternal? Okay, I will explain. So now comes the explanation. So here is the explanation of rebirth, death and birth. What happens during death and how is this person born again? So now, first take the second quarter of the 8th verse. So here these verses are little confusing. They are all mixed up. So when you read the Sanskrit, you will get little perplexed, confused. So let us put them in an order now. So what is the first thing to be taken? Go to verse number 8. Go to the second quarter. You have 4 quarters. Go to the second quarter. What is written there? Yat cha api utkramati Ishvaraha. Start from there. Yatcha. Yatcha means yada. When Ishvaraha utkramati. Here Ishvara means Jiva. Here Ishvara doesn't mean the Supreme Lord. Here Ishvara means Jivatma. But then why Jivatma is called Ishvara? Ishvara means the one who is the Lord. Jivatma is the Lord of the body, therefore he is called Ishvara. Or this Jivatma is none other than Paramatma, therefore the Jiva is called Ishvara. But here the meaning has to be taken as Jivatma. So take that quarter. So what does the quarter say? Yada Ishvaraha utkramati. When that Jiva utkramati leaves the body. When he leaves the body. Now keep that section aside. Now come to verse number 7, third and fourth quarter. Manashashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. So when that Jiva leaves the body, what does he do? Karshati, he draws, he pulls, he attracts. What does he attract? Manashashthani indriyani. He attracts, he pulls, draws what? Indriyani, the senses, the jnanendriyas. How many jnanendriyas means how many? 5. Including the mind, it becomes 6. So manashashthani. With the mind as the 6th. The senses with the mind as the 6th. Manashashthani indriyani. Meaning the 6. What are the 6? Ears, Shrotrendriya, Sparshendriya, Chakshurindriya, Granendriya and Rasanendriya. The organ of hearing, the organ of touch, the organ of sight, the organ of smell, the organ of taste. These Panchajnanendriyas along with the mind, it karshati, it takes from where? Prakriti sthani, which are present, sthani, located in Prakriti. So here Prakriti should be given the meaning body, physical body. So at the time of death, this Jiva taking the Indriyas along with the mind from the physical body, it utkramati, leaves. Come to the verse number 8, third quarter. Grihitva etani sanyati. Travels sanyati. How? Etani grihitva. Taking these. It travels. So the physical body is there. The Jivatma at the time of death carries these 5 plus 1, 6 Indriyas, and then he travels. How does he travel? Vayuhu gandhan iva ashayat. Fourth quarter of the 8th verse. Just like the wind carries the fragrance from the flower. Vayuhu, wind, gandhan, fragrance, ashayativa, ashayam means that abode, the flower, the source from which that fragrance is coming, that is called ashaya. So just like the wind takes the fragrance from the flower, leaving the flower there, but taking only the fragrance. In the same way, the Jiva, when he dies, from the body, from the physical body, what does it take? He takes the Panchajnanendriyas and the mind. Now see the example, see the simile given, so beautiful. See, when the wind flows, you see the flower there, isn't it? Flower represents physical body. Fragrance represents the Sukshma Sharira, the Panchajnanendriyas and the mind. And the wind represents the Jivatma. So as the Jivatma goes, just like the fragrance is taken from the flower, The fragrance is not seen just like the indriyas and the mind. The flower is seen just like the physical body. So Jivatma carries. Carries where? And then, see the first quarter of the 8th verse. Shariram yat avapnoti. Yat shariram avapnoti. Whichever body it takes later, so here shariram should be taken as the second shariram. The first one it has left. Now it is going into the second shariram. Shariram yat avapnoti. Then what does it do? Come to the verse number 9. Shrotram chakshuhu sparshanam rasanam ghranam manaha adhishtaya vishayan upasevate. So what does he do? He goes to the next body, the new body which is ready. And now he settles himself. How does he settle? Whatever he has taken from the old body, the respective indriyas are placed in the respective golakas. So chakshurindriya is placed in the chakshu golaka. Shrotra indriya is placed in the shrotra golaka. What is the difference between indriya and golaka? Physical fleshy eye is called golaka. The ability to see is called indriya. The ability to hear is called indriya. The physical ear is called golaka. Are you able to understand? There is an ability and there is a physical organ. The physical organ is called golaka. The ability to operate it is called indriya. So what is being taken, golaka or indriya? Indriya, not golaka. Golaka is seen there. Physical eye is seen. When the person dies, that eyes are there. What is taken is the ability to see. Isn't it? So when a person dies, the indriyas are taken and those indriyas are placed in the new body, respectively. And then what does he do? Now the new body has come, new birth has come. Now what does he do? Vishayan upasevate. Continue the same thing. Indulge in Vishayas. Whatever he was doing, the same thing he continues. The journey continues. Samsāra continues. Lot of discussion has to happen on these verses, which we will take up tomorrow. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi om.